So Barbara Norfleet was my teacher at Harvard in 1986, and at that time and ever since, she's been a groundbreaking influence as a photographer, as a curator, as a thinker about photography, as a feminist, as a mentor, and I'm so grateful for all the work that she's done. I think she's really unusual in being both a practitioner and an amazingly inspirational photographer, but also a teacher and a mentor. And that's such a hard balance for a working artist to strike. And I'm so grateful for both of her contributions, both her inspiration in her photography, but also her generosity in giving to students. Like, she was, I think, the first person to collect my work and take me seriously as a photographer. And what she did in building the Harvard Archive is there for people to appreciate and learn from for generations. I'm so grateful. I had the opportunity to meet with her several months ago and interview her about her life and her work. And it was wonderful to be able to go back as an adult and not as a student and ask her all the questions that I might not have had the guts to ask her at the time. And she's so vibrant and dynamic that I really look forward to seeing what work she does next, because she's completely unstoppable.
I graduated from a little country high school, and I was the one person to go on to college in my class. The school was filled with our future beauticians, our future farmers, our future craftsmen of one sort and another. The nicest school I ever went to. But it didn't believe in much book learning. It was in a war culture, and we closed the school and brought in the strawberry crop if we needed to, or did other good deeds. But from that school, I have a lifelong respect for the people who are our workers in our society, our working class, because I think hidden in these occupations are some of our most intelligent people. Also, I thought Swarthmore had accepted me because I was so intelligent. I now realize that they had never gotten an application from a school like mine. There was no outreach then, and I'm sure that is the reason why they accepted me. Nevertheless, I came here, and my beginnings were pretty traumatic. It was about 16 weeks into my freshman year when I was summoned to the dean's office. I went in, and she looked at me very somberly, and she said, "We have made a mistake. You are not the Swarthmore type after all. Unless you change your behavior, your attitudes, and your grades, you will have to leave at the end of this semester." Now, I understood this a bit. Unlike all my fellow students, I was dashing off to New York every weekend to say goodbye to friends who were going into the service. I also had already been selected as a member of the tennis team, and we had indoor courts, so you could play any day, rain or shine, and I played as much as I possibly could. But beyond this, I really had not learned how to study, or even had the desire to study. But nevertheless, it was a terrible shock that here I was out on my own, the first time in my life, and I was a complete failure. After all, I had been the valedictorian of my class in my little high school. And what would my parents say? They had given up a lot to send me to Swarthmore. I was filled with guilt. So I changed my life. I not only became a good student, such a good student that my mother feared that every new book I opened would reduce my chances for marriage. But I also became a pacifist. I also did, as they said, graduated with high honors, and I changed my politics. But above everything else, I got a love for learning. And this has stuck with me my whole life. But that early failure was good too. Because of that, I found out you could change your life. So when I was 45 years old with 3 children, I totally changed my fields, entered an entirely new one. From that point on, my life, and up to this day, has been really very exciting. Work became play. I really loved my new field. And so I have one wish for you, and the wish is that you find a career that you love. Because if you do, work will become play, and everything else will follow.